Are you ready for the harsh reality of tiny house life? Tiny house living. It sounds idyllic, doesn't it? A minimalist haven, free from clutter and the burden of a hefty mortgage. The promise of financial freedom and a smaller environmental footprint draws many to consider downsizing drastically. But before you jump on the tiny house bandwagon, let's talk about the less glamorous side. Living in a tiny house means living with less, much less. Think carefully about your possessions. Can you truly pare down to the bare essentials? Storage becomes a constant puzzle. Every item needs a designated place, and clutter quickly overwhelms the limited space. Let's be honest, tiny house bathrooms are, well, tiny. Expect compact showers and composting toilets. These eco-friendly options require a bit of a learning curve and a willingness to handle waste in a different way. Are you prepared for that? Consider also the impact on guests. Will they be comfortable with your unique bathroom setup? Forget gourmet meals and elaborate dinner parties. Tiny house kitchens are often cramped, with limited counter space and appliances. Cooking becomes a strategic exercise in minimalism. One-pot meals and simple recipes become your go-to options. And what about food storage? Refrigerators are smaller, pantries are non-existent. Careful meal planning is essential to avoid waste. Entertaining in a tiny house requires creativity and flexibility. Large gatherings are simply out of the question. Be prepared to host smaller groups or move the party outdoors, weather permitting. Your social life might need a serious adjustment. Privacy can also be a concern, especially if you're sharing the tiny space with a partner or family member. Open communication is key. Navigating building codes and zoning regulations can be a major headache. Many areas have restrictions on tiny house construction and placement. Research local laws thoroughly before you start building or buying. You might need to obtain permits or find a designated tiny house community. Ignoring these regulations can lead to fines or even forced removal of your tiny home. Don't skip this crucial step. Tiny houses, like any home, require regular maintenance, but the compact size can make some tasks more challenging. Plumbing, electrical, and structural issues need to be addressed promptly. Finding qualified contractors who are familiar with tiny house systems can be difficult. Be prepared to tackle some repairs yourself or budget for professional help. Living in a tiny house can be emotionally challenging. The constant need to declutter and organize can be exhausting. Feelings of claustrophobia or isolation can arise, especially during long periods indoors. It's important to prioritize self-care and find healthy coping mechanisms. Remember why you chose this lifestyle and focus on the benefits it brings. Tiny house living isn't for everyone. It requires a significant lifestyle change and a willingness to embrace simplicity. Weigh the pros and cons carefully before making the leap. Be honest with yourself about your needs and expectations. If you're prepared for the challenges and committed to the minimalist mindset, tiny house life can be a rewarding and fulfilling experience.